All right, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well today. I want to thank you for all your comments on my previous video. I wanted to chat a little bit about product today and how it comes into our facility, how it's manufactured, what the brands, the manufacturers are requiring of us as a vendor or as a retailer, and the differences in the demands that are put on us from the manufacturers today versus how it was 30 years ago. So 30 years ago, 20 years ago, even I would say 15 years ago, we could place orders as we needed the product. So if we needed a shoe or were running out of a style of a uniform or a professional team jersey, we usually could pick up the phone and order more. Now in today's age, everything is placed on futures or booking orders. So forecasts are very important for us. We have to plan out our business almost a year in advance, and we have to know what business is coming in 12 months down the road, 10 months down the road, which can be difficult, especially with player transfer windows. And when you're speaking of licensed product, sometimes there's 2 transfer windows in between the time that we place our order for a certain team and when it actually comes into our store. So it's a difficult transition as a retailer, but from the manufacturer's perspective, it lessens their risk, puts more of the burden on us. We rely heavily on them to give us as much information as possible so we can make our best guess, really. We have all of our data, but sometimes that data just is a kind of a directional arrow as to which way we should go. What the final outcome is can change from year to year, so it is tough. The reason why they do these forecasts is one, if it's a publicly traded company, they can show their stockholders their future orders and kind of put that into their portfolio for that quarter and what they have coming in on future, so it makes them look good. But also too, it helps them to schedule and build out manufacturing space for the products. So in terms of uniforms and delivery on uniforms, if you're one of our team accounts, we need to put in these forecasts and make sure that the product is here. So one of the reasons for that is the product from the factory can take about 6 to 8 weeks in shipping because to keep the cost down, it goes on a freight carrier on a boat, and it spends a lot of time on the water and then through customs. So in comparison, if you're buying a custom jersey from another country and it's being air shipped in, I would expect that about 50% of the cost of that item, I guess anywhere between 25 to 50% of the cost of that item, depending on the size of the order, is calculated in shipping. So when they give you a price of a jersey, they are factoring in the shipping costs. So a lot of your dollars there are going to shipping as opposed to the product that you're actually ordering. So to backtrack a little bit, manufacturer manufactures the goods and ships it out. It takes a long time on the water to get here. It also takes a fair amount of time for them to manufacture the goods. So that'll take a few months. I would say about 2 to 3 months there. So you can kind of see how, if a product is out of stock or on back order, and nothing has been put into a forecast, and for some reason one account or they get a large run on a certain style uniform, and they sell out, it can take the manufacturer a better part of a year to really catch up to that, because they have to manufacture the goods, they have to schedule the space. I'm sorry, let me go back. They have to schedule the space at the factory, make sure that they have the time and the resources and the material to manufacture the goods. Then they have to manufacture the goods. Then they have to ship it. Now, years ago, they would air freight stuff in, and they really don't do that anymore. So the shipping time adds, again, another 2 months onto the delivery time. So that is obviously a big change in our business. I'm sure it affects all of businesses and all products sold, but I know for us, it has been interesting to see the changes in the market, and to also to compare the pricing on things, and why is the price different for one thing versus the other, and how is it being delivered. I know we do a lot of custom soccer balls, and we get requests for large quantities, and we've come in competition with some other companies that manufacture their own balls, and the pricing is relatively low, and their delivery times is relatively low as well, because they're air shipping the balls in. So I know the consumer may not really care for all of these orders. Maybe it's a promotional order, but if you're buying soccer balls for your club or your organization that are going to be used in play, when you're paying $10 a ball or $12 a ball, and it's being shipped in by air, which adds another $3.50 per ball, you got to think, you're really not paying for a $10 ball or a $12 ball. You're paying for a ball that's maybe $7.50. So is a ball that's costs $7.50 worth to play with? I wouldn't think so. But it fits a need there, and I get that. I mean, I get everyone has a budget, and everyone wants personalized stuff. But personally, I would suggest putting more money into the products that you buy. So, not sure if that answers your questions regarding back orders on product, and why we need our partners to give us a forecast so far in advance. But manufacturing these goods, these uniforms, licensed pieces, that's why it takes so long sometimes to get product into the market, because it spends 2 months on the water, spends 2 to 3 months in manufacturing, and it is a long process for some of these big brands, because obviously they're big companies, they're this big titan, and it takes them a little while to correct the ship. So if you have any other questions about this, please let me know in the comments below, or if there's any other topics that you're wishing that I could touch on. There's obviously a lot of different things that have happened over the years, and trying to put out all of our knowledge of the changes in the market, because when my father started this store back in 1988, I was 8 years old. It was very different, very, very different. So it is interesting to me to see the changes in that, on the business side, the product side, and we do our best to keep up with those times. So it would be nice if we could go back to 1988, because things for a retailer were a lot easier. But now a lot of pressure, a lot of things are put on us to figure out, which has helped me to learn on the manufacturing side. Some of the stuff we do manufacture ourselves. So as much as we have taught these brands what the market wants, even though they don't really listen to us, we have learned a lot from them as well. So I'd like to put as much of that information out there for you. Hopefully better understand why things happen, so you can plan on getting your goods on time, and trying to, maybe it's been a frustration with a dealer that you've worked with as to why they can't get the goods, or why they're late on delivery. So there's some other factors there, and as much as we like to put as much of the pressure on to ourselves to take it off of you, we really appreciate that support from you, and we really appreciate our customers who are really well thought out, and our customers who really plan out what their needs are. Although it is a very, very long time to think 10 months out for your club or your organization as to what you might need 10 months from now. I mean, I know we're all just trying to figure out what we need today. So having said that, let me know. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk soon.